By far, this was the worst trip ever.
Every year, millions of people around the world, including 70% of Americans, take at least one vacation a year. It's supposed to be a time of relaxation and escape. That is, until it isn't. This was the case for two young Arkansans who thought they won a trip of a lifetime, but instead they won the sweepstakes for the vacation from hell. This is their story.
We knew we had to get over here. We had to get here in time. We had to fly to Dallas, make the connecting flight so that we could go on a cruise that we had won, and we were going to fly to Fort Lauderdale and then cruise to Key West, Cozumel, and have 7 days of a lot of fun. So as we got into the airport, we found our flight, and right beside it were the words, "Canceled."
After a few hours, the airline was able to find a workaround. Jim and Martha would have to fly direct to Cancun and then make another connecting flight to Cozumel to catch the ship.
So we get to Cancun. We have to change planes to fly to Cozumel to meet the ship. We get to the terminal. There's our plane. It just landed, had smoke coming out the back end. There were people getting on the plane with livestock. The pilot has a rope ladder that he's climbing out of the plane. But we didn't have a choice. It was either get on the plane to meet the ship or we were going to miss it.
Now successfully in Cozumel, the pair then attempted to get on the ship, albeit unsuccessfully.
Well, we sat there and we were the only people. And the next thing you know, we were getting hot and thirsty, and we had already been there for a few hours, and Jim tried to go inside of the customs building to see if they would let us use the restroom and get something to drink. Well, a guy with a machine gun looking gun comes to the door and just starts shaking his head, no, you're not getting in. So finally we see the ship coming, and they dock, and all the people get off the ship. And we had to wait for all the people to get off before they would let us get on, because we, needed to get checked in, get our room. The marshal did not want us to get on.
Part of what makes international travel so special is all of the extra security precautions. Like, for example, having your luggage dumped all over the dock before you can get on a cruise ship. But hey, at least after that whole ordeal, you can take a nap in your room. That is, until you find out your room's been given away.
So finally, they took Martha and I up to an office, and they explained to us that, look, we're so sorry, but your room has been given away, and we don't really have anything, but we're going to try to work something out. So if you want to go to the back and have something to eat, you're more than welcome to.
So we get some leftover cold pizza, finally make it to our room, and it's next to the engine. And no window. It was the worst bed you've ever seen. And the funny thing is we'd already found out in the meantime that the cruise before ours was.
It was a nudist cruise. So, and actually they weren't really beds. They looked like a couple of cots. And the noise was so loud. I mean, you couldn't even hardly think. Well, once Martha found out everything about this, she looked at me and she goes, "You're not sleeping in your pajamas tonight." And I said, "What do you mean?" She goes, "You're sleeping in those clothes. We're not sleeping in these beds." And I thought, well, okay, we'll figure something out. So anyway, we spent the evening around the ship. There was nobody there because everybody was out on their excursions. But by the evening, we go back. We get cleaned up. So we thought, we'll just go have a good dinner with everybody in the evening in the dining room. And we're standing in line and we're ready to go to our table. And they ask us to show our dining room badge. Well, we didn't have one because we didn't get on the ship at the same time. So they wouldn't let us eat.
Canceled flights, no room, no food. This trip was ruined.
We call that our vacation from hell, but we made it through it, and like I said, glad to be on the other side.